Uba Adelbert nong rom unong tau an ka Voice of the People's Party na North Shillong ula Ther ting e ka Sorkar jalada ka baong. Baka jingkam ka Sorkar baka laban pentrai kam bahaya ki skim penpoi sa man laki Longïing lani ka Jal Jivan Mission. Jong ka Sorkar India haki snong nong kendong ka Long Kongpong habaw lawat jing sisa nagi kattu kat ni teli ki snong. Yak ani kamat uba Adelbert ula wanra hakasingi balai jo ka dorbar mangtingka jo ka ying dorbar thawan ka jala lingba ka short duration discussion haka arpau tari urampang aja arpusau haka baula ong baka Sorkar ka kop sarong handai ka kamhi hamadan kamlong kumbayathu u menteri rangba u kondrat kesangma new menteri bari kmi katanat PHE u Marquis and Marak Uniu nong tau ai ula bu jingkli yo menteri katanat PHE halor ka jingti kana ki jing ai jing tep kabala tap haka web portal jong ka JJM Ulaong baka don ka jing ko trekam na marki Longïing ki don tangki pipe Henry Kim Yo Satya ya ka
Till date, 4.8 lakhs households across the state have been provided with functional tap water connection under the Jal Jivan Mission, a coverage of 74%, which is above the national average. This is not the first time that we all heard that this government declared such high coverage in JJM. I have been following the news, and even as recent as last week, the PHE minister has quoted similar percentage of achievement and term JJM implementation in the state as success story. Not to take away from what even the Honorable Chief Minister has proudly addressed to press and media since December and last year, that the state has surpassed the national average in providing tap water connection to household. All this praise about JJM in the state is well and good, but like it or not, I am but an opposition member, and my role is to question the government. And before I question the government, I first have to question the figures. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, so I get on the internet and look for the official figures that are readily available online on the JJM dashboard at e-jal-shakti.government.in. This is the website created by the Jal Shakti Ministry of the central government for monitoring of JJM progress in the states. Now who uploads the data for the state of Meghalaya and who is responsible for the authenticity of that data? We will come to know a little later from the PHE Minister, and I request if the Honorable Minister can kindly explain during reply. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, the JJM dashboard says 74.60% of households have been provided with tap water supply, and out of the total number of 651,412 households to be covered, 4,85,927 have received functional household tap connection or FHTC. The Assembly constituency that I represent is under the Greater Shillong Water Supply Scheme, and so I admit that I do not have hands-on knowledge in the nitty-gritty of going JJM works relating to water sources, laying of pipes, gravity tanks, and distribution to household. However, being an elected representative who has a responsibility to meet people here, there, and everywhere, I cannot help but notice what I see with my own eyes and hear what people are talking about. Whether government can accept it or not, this is the ground reality. Either GI pipes are still being laid but have not reached household, or pipe connection has reached the edge of the residential compound but has not reached the household, or pipe connection is in reach of household but there is no tap, and in almost all households definitely there is no water supply yet. Yes, everywhere we go, we do see laborers at work digging up earth and laying GI pipes to be submerged. But there are also instances we hear where PVC pipes are being used in JJM works. And these color PVC pipes are not submerged, but hanging in the air, even across trees, when traversing slopes in remote, far-flung areas. Now this cannot be happening and need to be verified. Yesterday in the House, during the star question on household under JJM, a number of honorable members have highlighted specific shortcoming JJM implementation, and they are very much relevant to this discussion. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, in addition, I shall share a real account study to substantiate the necessity of this discussion. I looked at the JJM dashboard and randomly chose 2 villages to sample, one village in rural and one in semi-rural. For rural, Thanroy village in Maukanro block caught my eyes. And for semi-rural, I pick Maupat. The JJM dashboard shows that Thanroy village, having 1,058 households, had achieved 80.43% tap connections. That is 851 households with tap connection. So I made a trip to Thanroy village, looked around a bit and saw a long street road. A neat row of half-inch GI pipes having been newly laid. I stopped to ask at the house of the traditional healers I am familiar with, and was told that yes, the GI pipe has reached the compound, but there is no water supply yet, and so no tap was required. I asked from where then did they receive the regular water supply, and they said it came at a price of 300 rupees a jeep. Quite disturbed with the ground reality that I encountered, I went back to JJM dashboard and rechecked the figures, only to find that I did not notice one important bit of data. The page for Thanroy village on the JJM dashboard indicates household with tap connection and not household with tap water supply. My next sample study being Maupat. It was closer and easier. The center of the PWD road on Moore Street was being dug up to submerge what looked like 3-inch white GI pipes. I also saw newly constructed overhead gravity tanks with multiple spouts and a fairly stocked depot of 3-inch GI pipes and larger blue pipes next to football ground. But no sign of half-inch GI pipes being laid for distribution to household. I look up the JJM dashboard and read the data, which again shows figures on the household with tap water connection at 1,024 numbers, but there was no data for household with tap water supply, which explained why I saw so many pickup jeeps with 1,200 liters capacity, water tanks during breaks, business of supplying clean water every day across the entire locality. Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, Maupat has a total of 1,922 number of households, out of which 53.28% are recorded as having tap connection. May I repeat, are recorded as having tap connections. I don't know what the real actual number is, and I am bringing up this data out of concern because yesterday in the House, during reply to star question, the PHE Minister was non-committal about being able to complete JJM works within the target of March end this year. The status of incomplete JJM works has bigger ramifications, which include question light. is full amount of payment being released to contractors when it is clear, both in ground reality and from data on the JJM dashboard, that works has not been completed for functional household tap connections, and will there still be enough fund under JJM after March end 2024 to pay contractors who are not able to complete allotted work yet? The issues that I have presented from the limited sample study I did is in no way an assertion of prejudice, remarks against the two villages which I hold dear. In fact, I apologize in advance if taken name of specific villages for references in hurtful, and I only wish for good to come from the study. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, this is a discussion, and there are many members here who will perhaps express similar concern like the illustration given by me, leading up to the notion that actual physical status of Jal Jeevan Mission in the state vis-a-vis progress declared by government and which is recorded in the JJM online web portal may after all not completed be reliable and true. There is no harm for government admitting in this house that there are indeed reporting errors in implementation of JJM works. Anyone who has a fair idea of the JJM dashboard can see that the reporting system of the scheme is more about attention to documentation work rather than accurate monitoring of the physical progress of work, which of course also leave plenty of room for financially irregularities to crop up. To put JJM reporting into perspective, it is very similar to how MGNR EGA reporting operates. Both are big spending central funded scheme with prime focus on reaching large number of beneficiaries, and where reporting is through a common online web portal. But the common man never really learns what is going on. No surprise than that those villages who perform well in MGNR EGA works do equally well in JJM works. As responsible leader, it is better to come clean and instead bring into the discussion how the expectation of the people at large can be met by the huge amount of central funds available to the
Honorable members,
Yes, almost completed, sir.
I would like to draw your kind attention to the rules 52. There should be no formal motion before the House, nor voting. The member who has given notice may make a short statement and a minister shall reply shortly. So kindly make a short statement.
Yes, sir. Almost complete, sir. As responsible leader, as responsible leaders, it is better to come clean
Please be brief.
and instead bring into the discussion how the expectation of the people at large can be met by the huge amount of central funds available to the state under JJM. Har Ghar Jal, so that every household can actually get functional tap water supply as promised.
Household connections with FHTCs on 15/8/2019, 697. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 40,619. Percentage of total household connections is on 18/2/2024, 84.82%. 3. Eastern West Khasi Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 30,092. Household connections with FHTCs as on 15/8/2019, 0. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 25,084. Percentage of total household connections as on 18/2/2024, 83.36%. Number 4, North Garo Hills. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 41,088. Household connections with FHTCs on 15/8/2019, 20. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 33,425. Percentage of total household connections as on 18/2/2024, 80.9%. 6. Rivoy District. 5. South Kyrwoh Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 37,948. Household connections with FHTC as on 15/8/2019, 22. Total household connections as on, reported as on 18/2/2024, 30,699. Percentage 0.9%. 6. Rivoy District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 63,025. Household connections with FHTC as on 15/8/2019, 6. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 50,978. Percentage 80.89%. 7. West Khasi Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 34,868. Household connections with FHTCs on 15/8/2019, 130. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 26,946. Percentage 77.28%. 8. Southwest Khasi Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 21,816. Household connections with FHTC as on 15/8/2019, 13. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 15,954. Percentage 73.13%. 9. West Kyrwoh Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 1,10,954. Household connections with FHTC as on 15/8/2019, 507. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 79,396. Percentage 71.56%. 10. West Jaintia Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 58,072. Household connections with FHTCs as on 15/8/2019, 45. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 40,016. Percentage 68.91%. 11. East Khasi Hills District. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 1,39,849. Household connections with FHTC as on 15/8/2019, 3,085. Total household connections reported as on 18/2/2024, 94,527. Percentage 67.59%. East Jaintia Hills. Total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 25,857. Household connections with FHTCs as on 15/8/2019, 7. Total household connections reported as on 18 to 2024, 14,295, percentage 55.28%. Sir, total rural household as on 1/4/2023, 6,51,412. Household connections with FHTC as on 15/8/2019 in entire state, 4,550. Total household connections reported as on 18 to 2024, 4,85,927. Total percentage 74.60. The release of central share of Jal Jeevan Mission funds is guided by number of factors, that is, release of matching state share, outcome in terms of FHTCs, utilization of available funds, geotagging of scheme information boards, etc. Actual physical status vis-a-vis data in JJM portal. The implementation of the Jal Jeevan Mission in Meghalaya has indeed been impressive, with a significant increase in functional household tap connections from 4,550, that is 0.7%, to 4,85,927, 74.60% rural households. However, achieving this progress hasn't been without its share of challenges, particularly in the domain of data management and reporting. The process of collecting and uploading beneficiary details for nearly 500,000 households across the state is undeniably labor-intensive and time-consuming. The requirement for verification using Aadhaar card or voter ID adds further complexity, as field staff must gather personal information from each of the 4,85,927 beneficiaries. Additionally, reluctance from individuals to provide their personal information can further complicate matters. Speaker, sir, after requiring assistance from Village Water Sanitation Committee members, after further complicate matters, after often requiring assistance from Village Water and Sanitation Committee members. To compound this part further, the human resource constraint that the department faces, coupled with issues on computer literacy, hinders the efficient handling of data via e-platforms, which is a challenge that department faces. Speaker, sir, given the substantial volume of data to be processed and uploaded and the complexities encountered in the field, it's understandable that there may be a small margin of error, perhaps around 1% or less. Efforts are made to promptly rectify such disparities promptly, although unforeseen issues such as land disputes, external factors delaying scheme completion may occasionally prolong the reconciliation process. The implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission in rural areas of Meghalaya stands as a remarkable achievement, transforming the landscape of water accessibility and significantly improving the lives of rural communities. Despite challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the difficult terrain of the state, the public health engineering department's meticulous planning and concerted efforts have resulted in substantial progress. Since the inception of Jal Jeevan Mission in August 2019, the coverage of functional household tap connections, FHTCs, have surged from a mere 0.7% to impressive 74.60%, providing access to safe and reliable drinking water to 4,85,927 rural households. So additionally, water supply has been extended to schools and Anganwadi centers, further enhancing community well-being and reducing the burden on women and children. Mr. Speaker, sir, the transition from public stand post to household tap signifies a monumental leap towards ensuring universal access to safe drinking water, significantly alleviating the drudgery faced by the rural inhabitants, especially women and children. This transformation not only improves health outcomes, but also frees up valuable time for productive activities, contributing to the socio-economic development of rural communities. Therefore, it is imperative to recognize the remarkable strides made by the state in implementing JJM and focus on sustaining and further enhancing these achievements through continued support by all stakeholders. Sir, with this, I hope I've been able to address the concerns of honorable members who have made a point here in August House.